China realised a few years ago that when it comes to horror movies, they just can't compete. With draconian government censorship restricting their content, Chinese horror movies ended up being just a big joke. But cheap horror movies are a quick and easy way to make money in this new online streaming world. So what did all the writers, directors and producers do? Well, they looked to the monster movie genre within horror and decided, we're going to own this. And they did. Over the last year, there have been dozens of monster movies from the mainland, and I'm going to look at as many of them as possible. First up is this hilarious and quite frankly very entertaining killer Mega Python movie. Hi, I'm the Artie Dans from Asian Film Fans, and welcome to Monster Movie Mayhem Reviews. This is Monty Python 2. And to quickly answer the two questions on your mind, 1. Yes, there is a Monty Python 1. It's from the same director and they aren't related, so you can safely watch this one first. And 2. This has nothing to do with the popular British comedy troupe, although it would be funny if it did. Plot. Yes, this movie has a story, and thankfully the writer has kept it as simple as possible to ensure that the monster madness never stops. A property developer disturbs a nest of snakes during the first day of sod turning for a new hotel development. One of the snakes is a rather large python that gets decapitated by a tractor in full view of its children. Fast forward 10 years, and the hotel is strangely celebrating its 10th anniversary, which mathematically means they built the hotel in one day. But anyway, it's a cause of celebration. But the lake near the hotel is being polluted by the hotelier's evil son, and this is causing a mutation in the lake with the snakes. The smaller snakes start to invade the hotel, and they find the guy who was controlling the tractor the day the python was decapitated. In comes the Monty Python, a massive, bloodthirsty, mutated snake with the memory of an elephant and a quest for revenge. And he or she will stop at nothing, with the exception of getting tangled around a bridge pylon to get it. There's also a sub-story involving the head of security who looks like a skinny Chinese version of a young Robert Patrick, who tries to ensure the safety of the hotel guests, the woman he has a crush on, and his young daughter. For a cheap movie, it has a pretty detailed story. If you live in an area with access to Tubi, or even if you've done a search for full movies on YouTube, there's no doubt you've come across the mega popular genre that is monster movies. Monster movies are nothing new, but as technology gets better, so does the movies, to a certain degree. This movie isn't Godzilla vs. Kong level of quality, nor is it even on the level of something like the Anaconda movies. It's maybe more along the lines of those cheapo Python movies from the early 2000s, although strangely those movies, even though they're 20 years old, have better CGI than this. If anything, the biggest problem you'll have with this film is not the CGI quality, the acting quality, or the strange out-of-place music that plays constantly. It's going to be the weird translation of the subtitles that mixes tenses or misses words. Luckily, the movie is easy enough to follow. Character-wise, you get the full gamut you'd expect. The rich businessman who regrets his decisions, his selfish son who wants it all, a hotel security manager who wants to do a good job but his marriage is falling apart and his daughter hates him, the hotel assistant manager who just so happens to have a crush on the security manager and is a better mother to his daughter than her real mother. Then you've got the leather jacket-clad gangsters led by the man who used to be the hotel building site foreman. He's the dude who killed the original snake, and he has a luxury brand-wearing gold-digging girlfriend. And then there's the fantastic cavalcade of supporting characters, like the blind without his glasses half-naked hotel guest, the two security guards, one of whom it's his first day on the job, and all of the gangsters' cronies. All the characters you'd expect in a movie like this are here. And of course, there's the snakes. Lots and lots and lots of snakes. It's too easy to rip on a movie like this, and really, it's not fair. It's clearly a passion project from the writer-director, and during the end credits you get some very interesting behind-the-scenes footage with the director, actors, and effects crew. If you're after a big-budget monster movie, then wait for Godzilla vs. Kong. But what I did like about this movie is the destruction. From the toilet scene, which I'll discuss later, to the bar scene and all the bits on the bridge, this movie is not shy of destroying things. Glass gets smashed, furniture is ruined and doors are destroyed. But for a low budget movie, something like this is very rare. For the bridge scenes, well, that's clearly CGI, and for those bits, it's at least a decent job. You can tell where the CGI bits take over. The colours get washed out and don't fit the scene, such as this bit where the head of security knocks over a wooden pole to electrocute the python. These are not so much bits I didn't like, but rather small details that seem to be overlooked. Firstly, the movie keeps telling us that the hotel is called Dream Shanghai, but the sign outside of the building clearly says Broadway. And later on in the film, one of the hotel guests says Broadway, so that's an odd detail to overlook. And while I loved all the destruction scenes in the film, this one in the men's toilet just feels wrong. Initially, I was bemused why the man was standing to the side of the toilet to pee rather than directly in front. Who pees like that? But then a quick look around the bathroom reveals that this is a cheap set that doesn't fit in with the luxury of the hotel. You'd expect a better looking bathroom, right? Then the fight starts and the destruction begins. These guys absolutely destroy this bathroom in a matter of mere minutes. It looks great on video. Destruction adds a bit of realism, but wow does it look cheap. Compounded by the fact that there's no water being sprayed around. And if we've learned anything from action movies that have fights in bathrooms, it's that everyone gets covered in water. And lastly, is the strange, out-of-place music that gets played at certain points. Most of the time, the music doesn't fit with the moment, or it's too loud for what's going on. This is just the start of our monster movie journey. I've already seen movies like Mega Crocodile and I found it hilarious as well, so this is not a genre to be taken seriously. But if you're someone who watches movies for fun and you love snakes, then I actually think you'll enjoy Monty Python 2. And the best part is, you don't need to watch part 1 beforehand. That means that I award this movie a thumbs up. Such is the strange flaw in my rating system. If you've seen it, what did you think? Thank you for watching this review. Please don't forget to press the like button and consider subscribing to support the channel.